Hey everybody, welcome to Bible class with Mr. Dustin. I am so glad that you're here. Now tonight, I think I told you on Sunday, we're going to talk about this. And what does it have to do with Esau? Well, this is actually a goat skin. I think they sell it as a goat skin rug. And it is furry. And so we're going to look at Genesis chapter 27 and kind of what happens there. And I've got, what would you say, a video perhaps for you to watch so that you can maybe visualize some of these things. And there's some blending of modern things and Bible times things. But I think you'll get the idea. So we're going to get to that, and we'll talk a little bit about some lessons that we can learn from what happens once we get finished with that. So flip over to Genesis 27. You're welcome to follow along, but you can also just watch.
When Isaac was old, and his eyes were so weak that he could no longer see, he called for Esau, his older son, and said to him,
"My son,
"Here I am."
I am now an old man, don't know the day of my death. Now, go, get your bow and your quiver, your equipment. Hunt game for me and prepare the kind of tasty food that I like, that I may give you my blessing before I die."
Now Rebekah was listening as Isaac spoke to his son Esau. When Esau left for the open country to hunt game and bring it back, Rebekah said to her son Jacob,
"Look, I overheard your father speaking to Esau, telling him to go into the country and hunt wild game and prepare tasty food for him just like he likes, so he may give him his blessing before he dies. Now, listen carefully to what I tell you. You go to the flock, get 2 goats for me, so that I can prepare them the way your father likes. Then you take it to your father, that he may give you his blessing before he dies."
But my brother Esau is a hairy man. What if my father touches me? I have smooth skin. I would appear to be tricking him. Instead of a blessing, he would rather curse me.
"My son, let the curse fall on me. Just go and do as I say."
So he went and got them and brought them to his mother, and she prepared some tasty food just the way his father liked it. Then Rebekah took the best clothes of Esau, her older son, which she had in the house, and put them on her younger son Jacob. She also covered his hands and the smooth part of his neck with the goat skins. Then she handed to her son Jacob the tasty food and the bread she had made. He went to his father and said,
My father.
"Yes, my son? Who is it?"
I'm Esau, your firstborn. Please, sit up and eat some of my game, that you may give me your blessing.
"How did you find it so quickly?"
The Lord gave me success.
"Come near so I can touch you, my son, to know whether you really are my son Esau or not."
Jacob went close to his father Isaac, who touched him.
The hands are the hands of Esau, but the voice is the voice of Jacob.
He did not recognize him, for his hands were hairy like those of his brother Esau.
"Are you really my son Esau?"
I am.
"My son, bring me some of your game so that I may eat and give you my blessing." "Come here, my son. Kiss your father." The smell of my son Esau is the smell of a field that the Lord has blessed. May God give you heaven's dew, an abundance of grain and new wine. May nations serve you and peoples bow down to you. Be Lord over your brothers, and may the sons of your mother bow down to you. May those who curse you be cursed, and those who bless you be blessed.
After Isaac finished blessing him, and Jacob had scarcely left his father's presence, his brother Esau came in from hunting. He, too, prepared some tasty food and brought it to his father. Then he said to him,
My father, please, sit up, eat some of my game, and give me your blessing.
Who are you?
I am your son, your firstborn Esau.
Isaac trembled violently.
Who was it then that I blessed earlier? They hunted game and gave it to me. I ate, and I blessed him. Indeed, he will be blessed.
Ah, bless me. Me too, my father.
Your brother came deceitfully, and he stole your blessing.
Isn't he rightly named Jacob? This is the second time he's taken advantage of me. First he takes my birthright, and now he's taken my blessing. Haven't you reserved any blessing for me?
I have made him lord over you, and given his relatives as servants. I've sustained him with grain and wine. What can I possibly do for you?
Do you have only one blessing? Bless me too.
Then Esau wept aloud.
Your dwelling will be away from the earth's riches, away from the heavens' dew. You will live by the sword, and you will serve your brother. But when you grow restless, you will throw his yoke off of your neck. The days of mourning for my father are coming near. Then I will kill my brother.
When Rebekah was told what her older son Esau had said, she sent for her younger son Jacob.
Your brother Esau is planning to avenge himself on you and kill you. Now, quick, do as I say. Flee to my brother Laban in Padan Aram, and there you will be safe until his anger subsides. When he's no longer wanting to kill you, I'll send word to you and you can come back.
So it's kind of an interesting story. I've always enjoyed that particular chapter. I tried to make it clear, Jacob, and that was Esau, right? But did Jacob and Rebekah, did they do what was right? Really, whenever you think about it, was that the right thing to do? I don't think so. I think it was a little bit crooked because they deceived their father. Jacob even knew. He goes, what if my father touches me? Have you ever thought about how hairy Esau must have been, that literally a goat skin? They put it on his hands and on the smooth part of his neck, and Isaac felt it, and he goes, yeah, that's Esau, all right. He's hairy. That's crazy. They said Esau was red like a garment when he was born. And then he was a hairy dude. Anyway, they tricked him. They even, Jacob would say, what if he finds out and he figures out that I'm not actually Esau, but I am Jacob? He'll curse me instead. He knew what he was doing was not the right thing to do. And Rebekah, what did she say? No, that's okay. Let the curse fall on me. She was going to take the curse. She didn't say, there won't be a curse. She said, I'll take it. That's wrong. They didn't make good choices. Dare I say, what they did was sinful. But did God still use Jacob, even though he did something that was so sinful? Yes, he did. In fact, Jacob is one of the more important people that we read about in Scripture. Whenever they talk about God, they say the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. In fact, Jacob, he changed his name later in life, not to Esau, of course, but because of an incident where he was wrestling with God, he changed his name and called him Israel. El meaning God, as we've talked about many times, and Isra wrestles with. He wrestles with God. That idea is very interesting to me, that a man who was deceitful, did something so wrong was still able to be used by God. Now, granted, 20 years later, he meets back up with Esau and they reconcile and they have a positive relationship from that point forward, at least until their father's death. So it's important that even when things happen that are wrong, I'm fairly impressed with Esau that he was forgiving towards his brother. Jacob knew, I did my brother wrong. And he was terrified. He knew that Esau was threatening to kill him. Should Esau have threatened to kill him? No. He was angry, understandably so. But whenever they met back up, Esau was forgiving. That's pretty impressive. That these things that are done that are wrong, I think we can actually look to Esau as an example of forgiveness. He let it go, even though he sold his birthright to his brother, sort of in a cheating way. And he lost the blessing in a very cheating way. He was still forgiving. But nevertheless, what I appreciate about these stories is the broken people that we read about. These that are the patriarchs, the fathers of the Hebrews, the Jews. They were broken people. And yet, God used them. And I'm encouraged by that because you and me, we're broken too. We can still follow God and he can still use us for his glory. And I'm very encouraged by that. So I hope this has been an interesting story to you to think about Jacob and how he swindled out the blessing from Esau. So look forward to seeing you again on Sunday for Bible class. And until then, I hope you have a good week. And as always, be strong and courageous. Take care.